We continue with the rest of our stories, and the Nurses and Midwifery Council has cautioned senior staff who lecture at unapproved institutions to quit or face the wrath of the council. And this, according to the council, will help clamp down on unapproved schools and also ensure sanity within the profession.
The nursing profession has come under serious criticisms over the years by the general public. Some have questioned the credibility of most nursing institutions that have sprung up nationwide. The perception is that unapproved ones lack the basic requirements to train qualified and professional nurses. This has become a major source of worry to the Nurses and Midwifery Council. The council says tutors who lecture in these unapproved schools should stop.
By the law that established the council, every nurse or midwife should be trained in an approved institution, and the council is mandated to make sure that these institutions satisfy some minimum standards. So if you are a nurse or a midwife and you want to galamsey in any of the unauthorized training institutions, we are sending a clear message to you that we will smoke you out in due course.
Speaking to TV3, the acting registrar of the Nurses and Midwifery Council, Felix Nyante, expressed worry about the constant reports from the general public about the attitude of some nurses in most hospitals.
We have brought them here to remind them of the basic nursing and midwifery principles, that those things that they were taught in school, let us all go back to it so that our clients will be much more happy with us.
He said nurses are mandated to be friendly to their patients, hence culprits would not be spared anymore. On the issue of the missing dead baby at the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital, the acting registrar had this to say.
Komfanochi Teaching Hospital is one of the agencies under the Ministry of Health. They have their own internal policies. We respect that. We believe that this issue that has come out, they will use their internal policies to deal with it and report to headquarters. Afterwards, if any nurse or midwife is found culpable, we would approach the issue too from the professional perspective.
Meanwhile, a two-day workshop aimed at updating the knowledge and the skills of nurses and
coming up is What Do You Think?
And Tema.
Do you think? Joining me on the phone line is the acting registrar of the Nurses and Midwifery Council, Felix Nyante. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Now, Felix, you are talking about cautioning senior staff who lecture in these unapproved institutions. Why not tackle the issue from the unapproved institutions?
Yeah, thank you for getting us on board. The issue is, it is difficult to know where the unapproved institutions are. But we readily know that some of our nurses and midwives teach in these institutions. And that is why we think that it is better to go from the known to the unknown.
But Felix, these unapproved institutions, and it's come under serious criticisms from the general public, especially when you don't know what is going on over there. So why don't you invite all stakeholders on board to tackle these as well?
Yeah, that is why I said earlier on that we hear from the public that these institutions exist. For those who exist, we approach them, and then sometimes we invite them to our offices, we caution them, and they tend to do the right thing by way of officially applying for accreditation, and we grant them as such. But for those that we do not know, in order that we will not also produce fake or have fake nurses and midwives into the system. That is why we think that if any of our tutors is in such a business, the person should withdraw. However, we also publish a disclaimer information in the dailies every year, beginning every year, and we tell the general public that these are the institutions in good standing. If anybody transacts business with any institution that is outside what we have published, then they do so at their own risk. And as we speak now, we have even gone ahead to publish the institutions on our website. So the general public is aware, and anybody who visits our website will know the institutions that are approved jointly by NAB and the Nursing and Midwifery Council. In fact, to have the general public, our website address is mmcgh.org.
Now, Felix, what about this issue about the attitude of most nurses at hospitals, and you saying that culprits will not be spared anymore? Are we likely to see any disciplinary measures?
Oh, sure. You are likely to see any disciplinary measures should nurses fall culpable, or should they be found culpable. You will recall that about 2-3 years ago, a case happened in La General Hospital, and the council dealt with it. So we are building public confidence in the nursing and midwifery professions, and it is in this line that we have even availed 3 lines to the general public that they could call these helplines should they find any challenge with nursing and midwifery care in any of our hospitals.
All right, thank you very much for your time. I've been speaking with Felix Nyanta. He is the acting registrar of the Nurses and Midwifery Council.
Thank you too.
You're still watching Midday Live on TV3.